Hey ladies and gents, welcome to the first episode of mine and my friend Franco Robinson's podcast called Alphabet Reviews. In this podcast, we take a film by its first letter and then we go down the alphabet reviewing films as we do. This week, of course, sensibly, we start at A and we start with George Lucas's directorial debut as well as Ron Howard's debut as an actor, American Graffiti. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Hold on. You there, bruv?
Yeah.
How's it going, mate?
I'm right.
Yeah, my Easter was pretty good. How was yours?
It's good. It's going well. Haven't done any work that well.
Did you get a lot of chocolate, mate?
No.
Did the Easter Bunny treat you? Well, hold on. You didn't bring any chocolate?
No.
You taking the piss? So what, you just didn't get anything?
No.
Does your dad hate you or something?
No.
Why didn't you get any chocolate? Didn't, aunties and uncles not?
No, they didn't come around. Because they can't, can they?
Well, no, they can't, but they can drop it off.
No, I didn't get any.
Jesus. Hey, Franco, are you honoured? You're the first person I've done a Zoom call with that hasn't been an Oscar nominee yet.
Really?
Well, I did one with Buck with the setup, but then I've done 3 calls, and you're the first non-Oscar nominee.
Oh,
So you can either take that as an honour, or you can take it as a bit of a I'm not an Oscar nominee. Honour. Good. Anyway, American Graffiti, Franco.
Yeah.
So right, go on then. Just give me your overall thoughts on American Graffiti.
It was good. It was an alright film, but it's like a PG. So it's a very kids film.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's not like something I would watch over and over again. It was it was a decent experience to watch it because I'd seen it before. It was new, so I didn't really mind it. But...
You hadn't seen it before, did you say?
No, I hadn't seen it before.
Oh no, yeah, Nadia, I asked you. But yeah, I hadn't seen it either. I thought it'd be an interesting one to do. And I'm kind of on the same page as you about it. One second, I'm just adjusting the mic. I liked it. I thought it was a good film. That's just how I feel about it. I just liked it. I've got no interest in watching it again. I just kind of thought it's a film for its generation, and I feel like anybody else, I just can't see anybody of our age range falling in love with this film. It's very much a film made for its time, made for its people. I'm sure it's a film that my mum and dad would like because they could relate to it more, and the people, and even though it's a different country, the culture of teenagers back then. For me, I was just kind of watching it and this is just a bit cringe if I'm being honest.
It was pretty weird because it was all 16-year-olds and 18-year-olds basically pulling people in a car, pulling in a car, and there was literally this park up next to some random girl, go get in my car, and just used to get in. It was pretty weird, to be fair.
It's interesting you say that because one of the notes I have somewhere here is that I just find this film I don't really know if this is a very good representation for today, because if this was happening today where we were just having guys drive by cars and be to girls get in and the expectation to get in, I don't think that would be taken very well today, would it?
No, definitely not. And the plot line with the racer, the one that the hot rod car, and her and the 13-year-old was weird.
That was weird. I did not like that at all.
13-year-old who was it was so
I really did not like that parts of the films.
It was pervy. It was very pervy, but in that day.
I got the whole point of that, he didn't want her there, and she was just kind of dragged in the car, and now he's stuck with her. But my problem with it was that whenever they cut back to them, I just felt really uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, definitely. And oh wait, yeah, Karen.
Oh no, go on. I was about to go on a different point, so you carry on.
And the no, I was gonna go a different point as well.
Oh, go on, mate. Go on then.
And the plot, and I heard somewhere the sort of nerdy kid, the one who gets that car, loses it. Apparently, he's based on George Lucas.
Really? You've been doing your research?
Sort of, yeah.
Is your research like what I do, where I just go through the IMDb page?
No, I just talked to my dad about it.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, because I watched it with my dad, and he'd watched it before, and he said that apparently it's based on George Lucas.
That's really interesting. Oh wow, because your dad's a film buff as well, ain't he?
Yeah.
So Yeah, I was just about to get in. So just kind of going into the backstory of American Graffiti. This was George Lucas's like first like big break. It was a proper small budget. It was like made for like $777,000, which back then, which today that would be tiny, but even for back then, that was like very small budget, like very small, and it only really took off because, much to my surprise, do you know who produced this film?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, that's like the credits. I was like, fucking hell.
Because like, yeah, it's the first thing I put on my notes. Francis Ford Coppola produced this because, by this point he'd. Oh wait, no.
He'd done Apocalypse Now, I'm pretty sure. He'd done all his big stuff.
Actually, I don't think we're right on that one. No, Apocalypse Now. So this came out in 1973. Apocalypse Now came out in 1979. So this came out the year after The Godfather and the year before Godfather Part 2. So Ford Coppola was like really making his way up the ranks. He was clearly very much establishing himself as one of the greats. And it's really interesting that like after like getting his massive break with The Godfather, he'd go to something so small and minuscule and help finance it.
But I was selecting like the credits, and I was just like, but apparently like saw George Lucas as like a sort of like he could sort of like make up the ranks, so he sort of helped him, I think.
So first things first, I guess what I'll ask you first is like, what did you make of the characters in the film?
They were good. Steve, Ron Howard's character, Steve.
Yeah.
He was like the person going to uni. He was like, I thought he was a bit of a dick.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, and then there's a person from Jaws, the character from Jaws. That's from Jaws. The one who meets by the sort of like gang. Like,
Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah. He was good because I liked him because the whole sort of like character when he meets the bikers and then he gets in with the bikers, and then when he meets Wolfman.
Yeah.
And like the whole film is like following that girl who like keeps him sort of like trying to lure her into a car or something, and then he's deciding whether to go to uni or not, isn't he?
Yeah, my problem with the characters, I thought they were good. There was a good range of them. But that being said, if you've seen any high school teen film, you've seen these characters before. It is like it's a very generic group of people, and I don't know whether that's the point because it's meant to be relatable. But it's just like the game Bully, where you have like the jocks, the nerds, the cool kids, and like. I didn't really, and it's one of the reasons why I didn't find myself investing in the characters because they had nothing to them. They just kind of fit this group nicely, and they kind of stayed that way. Like I didn't really feel like, come to the end of the film, there didn't really seem to be much of a character arc. Like they all seemed like they were the same people who just had an eventful night. And then something else I just want to get onto. I put in my notes. This is a PG. This is an R-rated film, rated PG. In terms of, it feels like a film that would benefit from being more hardcore, but instead you're kind of left with these cringy lines. And I just want to read out to you some lines which I particularly found cringy that made me laugh. You ready?
Yeah. Okay.
You little dip. Get your cooties off me.
Yeah. Some of the lines in that were like very old-fashioned, and they were quite shit. The script, like,
yes. You want a knuckle sandwich? This is a bad one. Girls don't pay, guys pay.
Oh yeah, the whole sort of weird story with him, like the nerdy one, the one who just meets up random blonde girl.
Yeah. It's
so weird. Like the way they meet, just drives up next to her, goes, "Do you want to get in?" She gets in the car.
Yeah, mate.
Like it's so weird. Like,
and like the thing is like I don't understand why she got in the car with him. Like it's obvious that she's not into him, and she's a pretty girl and everything. But there are plenty more of her like rich guys out there whose car she could easily get into, and I just can't see a character like her like just being with this guy in like any scenario.
That's Harrison Ford in it though. He was good.
He's in it. It took me by surprise because obviously this was like pre-famous Harrison Ford, so you can't even really call it a cameo because that wasn't really the point of it. But like,
Yeah.
it is. He just kind of rocks up and like I understood like the whole point of it was that he was just meant to be another character. It wasn't meant to be like a famous cameo because at the time he wasn't famous. But he's always a charming presence in the film, and he does his typical Harrison Ford thing well.
I like the whole film that he's sort of like trying to like race against the sort of like main racer, and then at the end when they do the race, it's so anticlimactic.
It's so anti. He crashes in like the first 3 seconds.
Yeah, like it's literally a straight line, and it just completely go. It's so like, anticlimactic. Like it's not actually like literally like they instantly drive and they instantly sort of like crash. There's no sort of like close call or anything. Like it sort of happens very quickly. It's a bit they could have like left it where they got close and then he crashed or something like that.
I hated that fucking ending. It really got on my nerves because like what the thing with American Graffiti, it was that like I wasn't sure how I felt about it, and in like the middle I started getting into it, but then I started getting fed up of it come near the end, and then it got to like the race scene. I was like, okay, here we go. This is going to be like that scene in a film where it turns around, it makes it good again, and like literally it starts and like you're just as and then it's like 3 seconds it ends. It's like what the fuck? You're building up to that. What did you make of the characters of the cool kids in this film?
What the gang?
Yeah.
I like them.
Oh, did
I
you?
like them. Yeah, I like them. They're quite cool. I like the sort of way how they just a bit weird how they just sort of put him in the car. They basically just kidnapped him. That was a bit weird.
Well, wasn't that
And
like
then,
the?
sorry, I go.
Because like no, when they kidnap him, when that guy sees him, that recognise him, and then he takes him out to the back when he realises something was up. Why in the living fuck didn't he go? Yeah, these guys have kidnapped me. Can you help?
I know because I think basically they were like robbing this arcade, weren't they? And then they sort of so I suppose sort of like because they said I'll kidnap you. I think the gang were quite big and stuff, so they found him eventually. So I think they sort of like helped them, and then they sort of like went on. He was just like, oh, you should join our gang.
Oh really? Did I miss
Yeah.
did I miss a page of the film or something? Because I don't remember that happening. I remember him getting kidnapped and then him like dragging him into this place, and then obviously he helps them rob them, but only because he feels threatened. And I was just kind of thinking, if this guy knows you personally, just tell him what's happened for fuck's sake.
Yeah, true.
Get yourself out of trouble, bruv. As Buckle would say, he'd be like, beat it.
It's something
Like,
they would say in that film, to be fair.
You what, mate?
Something they would say in that film.
Absolutely.
Beat it.
Because not just the gang, but like at the start of the film when they stood outside of the diner, and you got all these kids going up to like this geek, and they're like bullying him. Like, were people just like that in the 70s? Because I just found them so annoying, dislikable. And if they were like living today, they'd literally get beaten up.
Yeah, true.
Like nobody thinks they're hard.
No.
And they really just got on my nerves. I did not like their characters at all. I just thought they were the most generic school bullies you've ever seen, and I was just
Yeah, I see what you mean. They didn't have like sort of like depth to them, but like I sort of liked it because it was sort of like different in it. I liked it because like so throughout that film, all we seen was sort of like good people. So it's quite sad and nice to see like the sort of villains sort of in the film. So that was quite cool. But yeah. Did you enjoy the second half or the first half more?
Oh, it's a hard one to say because I guess you could say I like them both equally, but only because I didn't like the very end, the very start. I didn't like the very ending, and then kind of in the middle, I just kind of that's when I started getting into it and liking it because it's a very well edited. It's really well edited. Like not in terms of its flashy editing, but it flows at a very nice pace. I don't know how you felt. I felt like some bits went on for a bit, but in general,
yeah.
The scenes just went on nicely. It didn't overstay its welcome for them. There was some stuff that I would rather it not be in the film, but that doesn't really come down to the editing. That comes more down to the writing and directing. In terms of what the editor was given in terms of the scenes, I thought it was very nicely done.
What I thought though is that the first like half an hour, 40 minutes, I found really boring. Like it's meant to sort of like set up the plot, but I feel it didn't. Literally,
yeah,
the whole. I feel
absolutely.
like the whole sort of like, the whole like first half is basically, people in cars driving up to girls getting in their cars, and then them driving around. I feel like that was it, and then just got really, like, after like the first 20 minutes, half an hour, it got really boring because nothing happens, and then it was quite nice when that's why I like the whole like gang sequence, because it was like a change, and then the race was just anticlimactic. Fuck, like nothing. Oh yeah.
And the thing is that like a film can be good if it's about nothing, but the problem is like those films like Tarantino films, which aren't really about a particular thing, they've got something going for them. Like Quentin Tarantino films, they're very charming, they're very well paced, they've got great dialogue, and like this film didn't really have any of that going for it. It was just kind of a film about nothing, and you just kind of
Yeah.
see these random events, and I enjoyed some of them, and I didn't enjoy some of them. But at the end of the day, when I was done watching it, I was just kind of there thinking to myself, I didn't need half of those bits in the film. Like I did not
Yeah. Yeah.
care about any of that. I didn't care about the 13-year-old girl in the car. I didn't care about the boy who was kidnapped.
The whole sort of sequence where the nerdy guy's car gets stolen, that didn't really have to be in it.
It
just
didn't,
showed
no.
you stuff you already knew. Like when he sort of when he actually finds the car again and the people sort of start beating him up. You didn't need that because you already knew he would kick, and like he sort of like
Yeah.
cowered, or like being a bit like quivered, and he was like scared, and then the sort of racer helped him. That wouldn't need it because it showed you already knew the nerdy kid was like nerdy.
What did you think of like the whole like it being like the end of semester before they go off to college, university, wherever it is in their country, and then making a thing about, oh, we must go to like the school disco? Because I put in my notes, this is literally I put, fuck me, this disco is making me happy I didn't go to prom. ... Cringe.
Yeah. Again, it just wasn't needed.
It just wasn't needed.
You had the weird pervy teacher.
Yeah, don't know what he was all about. This film is what, like an hour and 50 minutes? This film could be like an hour. This film should be like an hour and 25-minute long film, which just short and fun. This is what the type of film it is. It doesn't need to go on. It doesn't need to be more than what it is. And no one's going to American Graffiti expecting some overly meaningful film. But going back to the disco, because you brought up, is it normal for teachers back then to call students sexy?
America, I suppose. It probably still happens now, but
it was just because like
I thought he was a student at first.
Because I thought he was a student as well until it was made apparent he's a teacher. But I mean, you said that he was meant to be a pervy teacher. I didn't take it as him being written that he's meant to be pervy. I just thought he was a normal teacher, and then out of the blue he just goes, all right, like sex. Well, obviously not that. It's very British, but he said sexy to another student in some context, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is that normal?
Yeah, that was weird.
It was so weird. It made me feel so uncomfortable.
I tell you what, the film does remind me of, like Smokey and the Bandit sort of thing.
Yes.
Sort of. Smokey and the Bandit, like car.
Well, yeah, like kind of like gangs, friendship, cars. What did you think of the scene in it where that girl gets like guys going to shop to get them alcohol?
Probably not needed.
Yeah, and like I was just kind of like, oh, like, did you find yourself liking that character, or do you think she was meant to be a bit?
Is it she's used to like a girl getting whatever she wants and stuff?
Yeah.
Like flirting with anyone, getting like beer, money, I don't know, and then fucking off. So it seemed like that sort of character. And then at the end, she like stays with him and stuff. So that was sort of like sweet in a way, but the whole like buying beer sequence, that was like, it's funny. It was pretty funny when like the guy robbed the shop. But
yeah,
I didn't really. Yeah, it was a decent. That was a right sequence, but
one scene that I did really love and really helped kind of pull this film together and like made me give it a higher score. That radio tower scene, I genuinely thought was fantastic. I really liked how that was written.
Tower.
The bit in it where
Wolfman.
Yeah, Wolfman, the guy in the radio.
Yeah. When he meets Wolfman, that was good.
Loved that scene. It was just so well written. It was so genuine, so well written. It helped round the film out normally. Like, if the film ended on that scene and then just cut to the bit of the university, that would have been a great ending. As soon as it gets to I don't even understand why it added the race, because like if it was a good race, at least you could say it's a good race, but it's not, and it just kind of made me think, well, what was that all about?
Yeah.
That was just stupid. Like that was a waste of your money and time.
Well, his whole character, their whole sort of characters was based on like he's one of the best racers, and there's like this big opponent who wants to race him, and then the whole sort of film, you think that racing guy's going to lose because he keeps on sort of backing down from it, and he does actually do it, and he crashes in like the first 2 seconds, and it's a straight line. It's not very hard to control a car going straight, really.
No, it's not.
Especially if you're a racer.
Yeah, right. How does he even crash? Like, let me look at it again, because I swear he crashes in the most ridiculous way possible. Like, how did you crash?
I think he literally just turns. Yeah, his tire blows out, and then he sort of skids off the edge.
Is that a joke? Yeah, exactly. That's how I remembered it. It's just a bit like, oh wait, what? Like, how do you manage that? Something I did want to say though is that I really like the use of music in this film.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack was very good, but then I think 70s music was So
just like then, like that music when like at the start of the race, like the and like I get the whole point. It's meant to be a dramatic scene, you know. It's like, you know, he's just crashed and everything. It's meant to cause a scene, but I just don't give a shit.
I feel like it could have been more like, I suppose it's the whole film when it's like a tense film. So it's sort of like for the style of the film, it probably could have. But I suppose like it probably was more meant to be like more of a relatable sort of like, I remember when I did that sort of thing, not like because it came like 50 years ago or something. We didn't really know what it was like back then, so we can't really relate to it, I suppose. So
yeah, like I just like I could appreciate it, and I like some scenes, but my ultimate feeling about it was that like it didn't feel like it was made for me at all, and like it's only really made for a certain group of people, and I'm honestly surprised it is like, as successful as it is, because I just can't see anybody of our age group like loving this film, because there's nothing for us. There's nothing for us to love. Like it's just a film for its time. Anyway, so without cheating using IMDb, we're gonna play a game of. You ready?
Okay.
Guess the award nominations.
Oh no.
So we're gonna start off with. Well, it was nominated at 3 ceremonies, so I guess we'll just start off with the Oscars. So it was nominated for 5 awards. Can you guess the 5?
Soundtrack.
Nope.
Like best soundtrack. Really?
Yeah, no. Well, they don't have a soundtrack. It's for best score, and I don't know. And it has to be original score, and I don't know whether this film using it. It doesn't sound like it used an original score, so it probably wasn't eligible.
Maybe best actor or like best.
You're close.
Actor or actress.
What? Best. Can you guess actress and a what though? Remember, the actress categories are split, so there's supporting and actress.
Okay. I reckon it's probably supporting.
Yeah. Well done, supporting actress. Can you guess which lady was nominated for supporting actress?
The blonde one, the one who like goes around with Toad.
Is Toad the geeky kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well done. You're right. Yeah. So yeah, she was nominated. What do you think of that nomination? Would you say it's deserved?
What else was nominated like for that sort of genre? Like that for that best supporting actress. What else was nominated? What other films were nominated?
Oh, let's have a look. So, well, she was the only acting nomination winner for the film. Let me have a look. So it would have been for 1973, so it would have been for the 1974 Oscars. I can guarantee you, Franco, it's going to be a load of performances that like you probably haven't even heard of, because like I haven't heard of some of these. They do this a lot. So, oh my god. So Tatum O'Neal won for a film called Paper Moon. Haven't even heard of it. Linda Blair, the mum from The Exorcist, was nominated for The Exorcist. Then there was that girl from American Graffiti. Madeline Kahn from Paper Moon. and Sylvia Sidney for Summer Wishes, Winter Dreams. So the only other one of these films I've heard of is The Exorcist.
Yeah, same.
Like, I have literally no idea what any of these other films are at all. And I mean, first things first, it just kind of goes to show, doesn't it, that maybe the Oscars don't matter, because like these films that are nominated really don't represent like the great films and like what's actually remembered.
Yeah, I suppose like she was good in that film. I wouldn't say like she. I don't know if she like deserved. Did she win? Or was she just nominated?
Nominated.
Okay.
Like
I suppose maybe she was good, but then I thought the girlfriend was good in it as well. I thought most of them were actually quite good in it.
Yeah, absolutely. I did like a character, and if there was any actress I liked in it most, it probably would be her. But just because I liked her the most, I'm not really sure if I'd say it's award worthy. Like, you don't really walk away from the film thinking, "Oh wow, she was great."
Oh
like,
yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah.
She did a good job, and it's about simple as that. Anyway, back to the nominations. You got 4 more left.
I want to tell you now, I don't really know much about Oscars.
That's fine.
Try my best. I don't. It can't have won, but it can't have been nominated for Best Picture.
It was.
No. What?
Yep. Yeah, and it gets better. Just keep predicting.
Best special effects, or like, oh no, best costume, like best hair.
No.
Like,
no, not best hair either. Not best hair and makeup.
No one could have won best actor. Best actor's out.
No best actor nominations. It's okay.
I need to look up the Oscar like sort of awards things.
Yeah, you can look at the categories. I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. I don't really follow like Oscar stuff. No, it couldn't have won best director because it's only just started. It's his first film.
I'm sorry to say it to you, Franco.
Never mind then.
It got nominated for best director.
Did it win?
No, it didn't win any. So
okay.
you got 2 more left.
Best film editing. I reckon.
Yep. Well done. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
1 more.
No, couldn't have won best story.
Story? Do you mean screenplay?
Oh, I don't know. But I looked to Oscar.
But yes, story. it got it did get nominated for best screenplay. Best based on it's best original screenplay. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe that the 2 I find most shocking are best picture and best director, because it's not best picture worthy, and I didn't notice anything good about the directing.
It was his first film, surely. So
to be honest, I thought the directing was a bit bland. Like, he doesn't do anything wrong. It's competently made, but like, he doesn't take that extra step. It's just a very generically directed film. Like, it's no better directed film than like any other film.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at other 1973 movies. Like, Serpico came out then. Like, Exorcist, Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die.
Mean Streets.
Yeah, but like, even today, the Oscars just don't like to nominate like indie films, which is why a film like Mean Streets just won't make it in. But that, despite the fact that looking at these Best Picture nominations, so the Sting won Best Picture, and then the other that were nominated were American Graffiti, The Exorcist, A Touch of Class, and Cries and Whispers. Now, I've heard of Cries and Whispers, but I've never seen it. And I have no idea what A Touch of Class is. And it's just so annoying when you think about it that something like Mean Streets just couldn't get nominated, a film that's actually like great and people remember.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard very good stuff about it.
Oh, mate. Do yourself a treat.
Scorsese's, like one of Scorsese's very good ones.
I think it's like his like second film.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Kind of crazy to think, because obviously Scorsese is such a legend. You forget that he obviously started somewhere. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But that's mad how one best picture that is not nominated for best picture.
It's ridiculous. I know.
Like, I don't know if that's if it's worthy or not. Though. Like, I wouldn't say it's not worthy, because I suppose like every film could be worthy unless it's like Cats or like some shit like that. But...
you got. I mean, to be fair, on American Graffiti, as much as I don't like to admit it, it is like it is remembered. Like, a lot of people, we have to say, a lot of people do really love this film.
Really?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, it's a classic of its time, and then like, I haven't really asked my mum and dad what they think of it. Like, what does your dad think of it?
He, I think, really enjoyed it when he was a kid. So that's what I think.
Yeah,
He said more of a
exactly.
kid. It's definitely a kid. He said that watching it now, it is basically sort of weird, pervy people
Yeah, exactly.
getting other girls and women in their car. It's a bit weird, but
Yeah, mate. And then
not.
like, I'm looking at the best film editing nominations of that year, which was like the one category I'd say it deserved the most because I really like the editing for this film. To be fair, it's like the one thing I noticed, and I was happy to see it got nominated. The Sting won. American Feet was nominated. Day of the Jackal. That's a great film. To be fair, nice to see that got in. And The Exorcist, of course, and then this random ass film called Jonathan Livingstone Seagull. Like, what the fuck's that? Like, what?
I've never heard of it.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia for it, and it says, and it's for the for this year's Oscars, and then it's titled "Streaking Incidents." The 46th Academy Award ceremony is perhaps best remembered as a ceremony which a streaker named Robert Opel ran across the stage naked whilst flashing a peace sign with his hands. In response, host David Niven jokingly quipped,
"The only laugh that man will ever get in his life is by stripping off and showing his shortcomings."
What's that?
What a geese. What did you say, mate?
But it's fair, it does have a pretty decent cast, to be fair.
It does have a good cast. If there was like if there was a best casting category, I could definitely see it getting in there. The cast, like, and to be fair, the cast do, for as much as I'm not a fan of the characters, the characters and the cast do like work very well together.
Yeah, you can sort of see like they would actually be friends in real life, sort of thing. Like,
yeah, mate. It does actually feel like they just like found a group of people that know each other and put them in a film. Right. So we also got into best directing. So George Lucas, as we know, and then another guy called George Roy Hill for The Sting, Ingmar Bergman for Cries and Whispers, William Friedkin for The Exorcist. Oh wow, Bernardo Bertolucci for Last Tango in Paris. Have you seen Last Tango in Paris?
No.
Sick film that is. I'm really surprised that got in though, because that's not the type of film the Oscars usually touch. They nominated Marlon Brando as well, which is quite surprising actually, because that was the Huh?
What was he in that year?
Last Tango in Paris.
Oh right.
Like literally, like, because that was the year after he rejected his Oscar.
Oh, what, for Godfather?
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, but like he didn't go, and he sent another like representative of like the Indian American community, and she's like, yeah, he says sorry, but he can't. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but my dad told me about that. How like he sort of refused because of the whole. I think he's very like pro like equality and stuff, wouldn't he? Like didn't like how the Indians were being treated, so he sent an Indian to accept it. It's quite cool of him.
Yeah, well, she didn't accept it. She was like, I'm sorry, he rejects it.
Oh right.
I think it's really shitty though. It's like people were like booing her, and it's like that's a bit unfair.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a bit unprofessional, isn't it?
Hmm.
But yeah, nonetheless, because of that reason, because obviously I can imagine a lot of people who are members of the Academy were pissed off and surprised that he still got nominated.
Yeah.
Fuck, oh, I hate that. Oh,
what?
At the Oscars, when it's being presented, it's Roger Moore who presents the award, and then he goes to pass it to her, and she like rejects. It's like so awkward.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. Oh yeah, Barry.
Yeah.
Oh, shit! No, she's just like Roger Moore holds out the Oscar and she sort of like pushes him away. Like,
yeah. Imagine how awkward it is just standing there. She's like rejecting the award.
Yeah.
My God, that must be such an awkward moment. I think he's Let me Google it. I think he's like one of the only people who's rejected their Oscar. Just 3 people have rejected an Oscar. So, third person rejected Oscar was screenwriter Dudley, who won. Right, let's have a look then. I want to see why they've rejected their Oscar.
Honey, George C. Scott had Stanley Kubrick rejected his Oscar.
Did he really?
Director's son.
Are you sure? Read it, because he's only won one, and that was for like visual effects, but he wasn't there, and I think that's maybe.
Oh yeah, no, I've been clickbaited.
Oh, that's shit. Anyway, Franco, last thing we'll talk about with American Graffiti. Went on a bit of a side tangent there. What did you think of like the very, very ending where like he goes off?
I liked it. I like the way I like that ending. I like the sort of way he looked down and he sees the girl sort of driving. I
Yeah.
guess it just seems sort of go, oh fuck.
The one thing I like about that ending, I love the transition to the credits.
Oh right, yeah, and it sort of tells you like, okay, now remember, and it tells you where they are now, sort of thing.
Yeah, and then like when the actual like credits come out, so have you seen the bit where the actual like credits come up?
No.
I love that. Like keep scrolling and then like find it. Like that's like I really like that. And do you know what they did? It almost tricked me. It almost tricked me into liking the film.
Why?
Why? Because I like that transition, and I was like,
oh
oh,
right.
yeah.
Cheeky.
I'm about to tell you something. So we'll go right. So I wanted to just kind of detach ourselves a bit. So I'm going to quickly go back to the awards game. So now going on to Golden Globes.
Okay.
Right. Bearing in mind their acting categories are split into comedy and musical. So drama, and then there's also comedy or musical. So
Yep.
they got nominated for 4 things. I'm going to tell you the one of them because you won't be able to guess it anyway because it's like an obscure nomination. It's for Promising Newcomer, which went to Paul Lamont, who played
John, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then what did it win? Because it won one.
It got nominated for musical or comedy motion picture.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've got nominated for supporting actor or supporting actress.
Nope, neither of them.
Yeah. Maybe actor
Mm-hmm.
in a musical or comedy.
Who do you think that would have been?
Probably Richard Dreyfuss.
Well done.
John, or Rod. Oh, okay. How many left?
So you got 1 left in terms of nominations.
Okay. Screenplay of a motion picture.
Nope. So like think about some like the more main awards.
Okay, all right.
So big awards.
It couldn't have director of a motion picture.
Yep.
It's so like okay.
Now you got to guess what it won, and this is gonna knock you off your socks.
Okay. Motion.
Oh.
I like it won the musical or comedy motion picture.
Yep.
No, it's fucking hell.
Yeah, and let me have a
shit comedies. Then.
Yeah, like the categories are split, so it's actually easier to win at Golden Globes. But even still, like I do wonder how crap the comedies and musicals must have been that year.
Yeah.
Golden Globes. So let's have a look. So best comedy, yeah, literally nothing. So Jesus Christ Superstar, Paper Moon, Tom Sawyer, and A Touch of Class. I haven't heard of any of those films.
No.
And then in drama, The Exorcist won. Very well deserved. Wait, whoa! Where's The Sting? That won the Oscar. It's not even nominated anywhere. Well, they didn't like The Sting. And then anyway, last but not least, Franco, the Bafta Awards, where it got nominated for 1. And you're not. I'd be shocked if you got this because it is shocking.
Best film music.
Nope.
Oh shit! Like a major one, like best director. Is
it's major-ish, yeah. It's a pretty good one to have.
Couldn't have won best cinematography. No way.
No.
Best supporting actress.
Yeah, well done. Can you guess who it was?
I'm gonna go with the blonde girl again. The one from.
Nope.
Is it the girl in the car with the? What's her name? The sort of 13-year-old.
Nope.
It's me, the girlfriend, isn't it? Of the girlfriend of Rod
Ron
Howard.
Howard.
Or
Yep, she got nominated.
Jesus.
I couldn't believe that.
Wow,
I
that's
barely remembered her character from the film.
not many supporting actresses in it, really. There's only like 3. So
Yeah,
it's...
but still, I wouldn't say she's the standout. Like, I didn't like her character, but at least the 13-year-old girl stood out. Even the blonde girl did. Like, she's probably like the weakest of them.
True.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I was like, what on the living fuck are they doing nominating her? Anyway, Franco, shall we call it quits there?
Sure, yeah. Are we doing propaganda for the B?
We are, and that's a very special episode, isn't it, Franco?
Yeah, with a very...
So it's meant to be more ambiguous. You want to give it away, so we'll do that again.
With the... Yes.
No, it's meant to be ambiguous, so you don't say it.
Oh, well, you can just cut it out.
Yeah, we'll cut it out. So next week, Franco, we're doing Brokeback Mountain, aren't we?
Yep.
Well, it's not next week. Next time, we're doing Brokeback Mountain, aren't we, Franco?
Yeah.
This is a special one, ain't it?
Yeah.
Alright, well, we'll call it quits there, shall we?
Big things.
Okay.
Big people.
Big people. Yeah.
Forward.
What? It's fucking, what's his name? Greg Davis coming on.
I did see a film yesterday, right? We could do for S.
What's that?
Saint Maud.
I watched that literally a couple of weeks ago.
Did you like it?
Fucking weird.
It's very good. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, when the time comes, we'll do it for S.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm about to hit stop recording, so you're going to say bye, Franco.
Bye.
In a bit, geezers.
And with that, ladies and gents, that rounds out episode 1 of Alphabet Reviews. Thank you very much for listening. Next time, we'll be covering Brokeback Mountain with now not just 1, but 2 extremely very special guests who I'm very excited for you to find out who they are. But until then, ladies and gents, so long for now.